Hey everybody, this is Mark, and today we're going to talk about Ladder of Lights, Rung 1 with Lilitu. All of the Ladder of Lights videos, rungs 1 through 8, are going to have the first 3 slides the same. So once you watch one, you can skip the first 3, but I want to include it because I don't want people to be confused if they jump in the middle. So the Ladder of Lights. Ancient Mesopotamian culture was very aware of the night sky and all the heavenly bodies that inhabit it. They were skilled astronomers and astrologers. One of their primary practices that merged this knowledge of astronomy and astrology and their spirituality was called the Ladder of Lights, which has 8 spheres or rungs. These represent the Earth, the Moon, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. The Ladder of Lights was later adopted by the Jewish people, probably during their Babylonian exile, by combining it with their Merkava mysticism or throne chariot mysticism to produce what we now call Kabbalah. The spheres in the Ladder of Lights are aspects of deity and a bridge to heightened consciousness. Lilitu. Lilitu is a goddess in ancient Mesopotamia, specifically Sumer, Akkad, Assyria, and Babylon, who is associated with wind or air, night, and sexuality. Lilitu is both a goddess and a demon. Now, we need to understand demons in Mesopotamia were not followers of the great evil. Demon is the word that was chosen to translate their word by scholars. And it really just means entities that don't follow the rules. So the gods all had rules they followed, but any entity that was a demon didn't. Gods and goddesses are descended from the primordial pair of deities. So if you're descended from them, you're a god, but you can also be a demon because a demon is any god or spirit who doesn't follow these rules. The name of Lilitu appears in the Sumerian Assyrian god list. This document, which is translated into English, only lists entities considered gods or goddesses. So anybody in this list has to be a god or goddess. Lilitu is listed in the Sumerian Assyrian god list with a Sumerian name of Dimmi-Gi and an Assyrian name of Lilitu. So Sumerian is based on syllables. So that's how we get these fragments with the dots between it. And then Assyrian, even though they use the same cuneiform, they do have letters in the way they pronounce, they put things together. So that's how we get Dimmi-Gi and Lilitu. Dimmi-Gi loosely means deity of night, and Lilitu means she who comes by air. There are several deities that appear later, post-Sumer, who can be associated with Lilith and her attributes. They may be aspects of her or just similar deities. We have no way of knowing, but I will use them as alternates within this Ladder of Lights. So Rung 1, Earth. The color for this is multicolored or earth tones. An incense or plant associated with it is Dittany of Crete, lily, carnation, ivy, and narcissus. Stones or crystals are garnet and moonstone. The focus is sexuality and shadow work. An alternate aspect is the goddess Kalili. An example method of magic is candle magic. An optimal time to work with Rung 1 or Earth is on Friday. Now, you don't have to do it that. You can do it anytime, but that's where the optimal energy. And then the Mesopotamian month, much like a Sabbat, would be Kanun, which is at the winter solstice. And the chakra is the root chakra. So Kalili, the Akkadian name for Kalili is Kalili, and she doesn't have a name different than that in any of the other Mesopotamian traditions. And her name means woman in the window. Kalili is an Akkadian goddess and demon found throughout Mesopotamia, who is often depicted as or with an owl. She's called the woman in the window who rules over sex and night. She is an object of sacred sexuality, meaning that it's energy exchange, sort of like Tantra. And depictions of Kalili have been found in temples in the cities of Assur and Uruk. These depictions are usually reliefs that are hung on the wall. Candle magic. Using candles for magic is a very powerful way to focus intent for a ritual. Any kind of candle can be used, but a pillar candle that will burn for multiple days is always the most effective. Any kind of candle that you want, and you can pick colors too. They can be many different colors. We'll talk about that. I perform a ritual and use the candle as the focus during the middle of the ritual, letting it burn until the candle is completely finished. You can use whatever ritual paradigm you work in, whether that's witchcraft, Kabbalistic, ceremonial magic, whatever it is, and incorporate the candle magic into the working. Make sure to put something under the candle to catch any stray wax, because if the candle doesn't have glass or plastic container, it can make quite a mess on your altar and ruin your altar cloth. So the candle, you can use any color. There are colors associated with certain things, and you may have a different paradigm, so use what works for you. But white is often health, luck, or protection. Black, breaking bonds, cutting cords. Blue, learning, spiritual advancement, prophecy. Green, wealth and prosperity. Red, sex, love, passion. Gold, similar to white or green, depending on the use. And many other colors, and really just whatever works for you. If the candle is not in a holder, you can carve the name of the person the magic is for, the desire you're seeking, or anything else that is pertinent into the working, into the wax. If the candle is in a holder, you can print a picture of the person or something that links you to your intent and tape it to the candle's vessel. So candle magic and Lilitu. Candle magic is especially useful when working with Lilitu, or alternatively Kalili. Lilitu and Kalili are associated with darkness, fire, passion, and transformation. Because a candle is a small light that can shine in the darkness and is fueled from its own burning, it is a great symbol of Lilitu's magic. I use candle magic quite often, but incorporating candle magic into a Lilitu ritual, letting it burn for full 7 days on my altar. This allows the intent and the magic to continue working for several days. Very powerful and something that I really, think is really good. So that's a bit about Rung 1, but we still have to cover the month. So the Mesopotamian month is Kanun. This is the winter solstice, which occurs during this month. The winter solstice is usually around December 22nd and corresponds with the pagan Sabbath of Yule. Winter solstice being the shortest day of the year is about darkness and its interaction with light. Because there's so much darkness in this feast, it's a good time to look into our own darkness. This means shadow work, understanding and accepting the parts of us that we are afraid to look at, and accepting that the world is a place of darkness and light. Those are all good things to do during a ritual during this month. And that's it for this rung. I'll have the other 7 coming out soon. Take care.